Straight ahead this Tuesday morning, not the roster you want to be on. A Minnesota Vikings football player is in hot water with police down in Texas.
Also ahead, his claim to fame was the Miracle on Ice. A Minnesota coroner has now ruled on the death of hockey player Mark Pavelich. And the Minneapolis police chief says it's clear to him what former officer Derek Chauvin did wrong the night George Floyd lost his life.
But first, new this morning, fire destroys 3 farm buildings in the Southern Valley. That call came in around 5:30 last night about a fire at a farm near Wyndmere, North Dakota. The fire apparently started in or near one building and then spread to 2 adjacent buildings.
When crews got there, all 3 buildings were burning and all of them were destroyed. Firefighters from Wyndmere, Lidgerwood, Morton, Milner, and Barney all helped put out the flames. There's no word yet on the cause of that fire. Also new this morning, police in Dallas, Texas say Minnesota Vikings cornerback Jeff Gladney has turned himself in to face felony assault charges. The alleged assault happened Friday.
Police say Gladney and 22-year-old woman were arguing about something before that assault. Now, Gladney left before police arrived that day, but turned himself in at the Dallas County Jail yesterday after an arrest warrant was issued for him. He then posted bond and was later released. A Minnesota medical examiner says last month's death of Miracle on Ice Olympic hockey player Mark Pavelich inside a treatment facility has now been ruled a suicide. 63-year-old Pavelich died of asphyxia. He was charged with assaulting his neighbor in 2019, but was found incompetent to stand trial and was then undergoing treatment as part of his civil commitment.
His family believes his uncharacteristic violent behavior was related to head injuries suffered during his long hockey career. Many people remember him as the player who assisted on Mike Eruzione's winning goal against the heavily favored Soviet Union back in the 1980 Olympics. That U.S. team went on to win the gold medal. At issue today in the Derek Chauvin murder and manslaughter trial is whether a man who was in the car with George Floyd when he was arrested will testify. He has indicated he will invoke his constitutional right against self-incrimination. The Minneapolis police chief was on the stand for hours yesterday, testifying against his former officer. The
police chief says that after reviewing bystander video, surveillance footage, and body camera video of Derek Chauvin restraining George Floyd, he believes the former officer violated department policy on de-escalation, use of force, and rendering medical aid to people in custody. The chief fired Chauvin and 3 other officers involved in Floyd's arrest within 24 hours of that fatal incident.
Let's get a check now of our Tuesday morning forecast, and we check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. We've got a beautiful start to our day today, if not a little chilly out there this morning as well. We're getting ready to watch that sun peek over the horizon here in Fargo, and temperatures are going to be on the rise yet again today. Here's a look at our planner. We're going to see some numbers back into the 50s to about 60 degrees for your high, and that's not nearly as warm as yesterday's highs in the 70s for us in Fargo and other points in the south and east. So kind of stepping back our temperatures with clouds taking over. As you see, it's clear right now, but we've got clouds moving in here today, and then the chance for some rain comes later tonight for Fargo, and perhaps sooner than that in places in the south. So be ready for gray skies to really be the rule here for today. Wind will be out of the northeast. We'll see it pick up and at times gusting into the 20s heading into the afternoon. Here's a look at our current temperatures. We're right at freezing in Fargo. It's 26 in Grand Forks. The cold spot is Langdon at 19 degrees. And a look at your radar and satellite, you can see those clouds rolling in into eastern North Dakota right now. So those are starting to take over, and we'll soon see more and more mostly cloudy skies in the valley here. And then following that comes the rain. It continues. I've got a 3-hour loop on our radar here, and it continues to try to push northeast, but notice how it just kind of erodes or disintegrates as it tries to advance further. It's running into some pretty dry air, so it's going to take a while before we actually see that rain take over here for today. Here's a look. I love being able to show this to you guys, so I'm showing it again here. The planner for not only today but beyond. So this is through 7 o'clock tonight. You can see those rain showers starting to move in, and mainly the southern valley and over to the east today, and then into Wednesday. This is through Wednesday night, more of us getting some rain chances, and then this continues not only Wednesday but some spotty areas of showers in the east on Thursday, and perhaps some spotty rain showers again on Friday. So several opportunities here in the forecast, especially if you're in our south and eastern viewing area. Heading into the weekend, we dry out just in time for a nice day on Saturday.
Pretty nice spring forecast, though. Mild temperatures, some rain mix in there. I mean, this is what happens as we're moving into April and May.
And we could all use the rain. Lisa,
sure.
Thank you for tracking all of that for us this morning.
Firefighters have controlled the wildfire around Medora, and now they're focusing on the blaze that lit up just north in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Officials estimate more than 3,000 acres have burned from that fire. Another 2,000 acres were backburned to set up a perimeter alongside Highway 85.
The fire is 30% contained at this time. It started Saturday evening north of the park and then went into the park on Sunday. The State Fire Service says the fire threatens some staff housing, maintenance buildings, and a campground as well.
A father is outraged after his son was physically assaulted at the Jamestown High School. He says his son has been continuously bullied.
The video shows a fight involving Jamestown senior Chris Cornell Jr. Both father and son say the bullying, it's gotten worse in the last few weeks, and that's made it difficult for the teen to get through the school day.
I would like to see my son be able to go to school and feel safe and feel secure at school like he should on a daily basis.
Valley News Live did reach out to the Jamestown High School. Officials declined to comment on camera, but they did release a statement saying they take incidents of bullying, harassment, and peer conflict very seriously, and they intervene accordingly. They say in every incident they investigate and respond appropriately to provide a safe and healthy learning environment for all students.
Jamestown High School officials also indicate this incident would be investigated by the district and police. Chris Cornell Sr. says he would like all of the students involved in this fight to be charged for assaulting his son. A Moorhead man is going to prison for his role in a violent protest in downtown Fargo last May. Jonathan Montezeg of Moorhead was sentenced to 2 years, plus 3 years of supervised release for the civil disorder charge.
And what started as a peaceful protest in Fargo turned violent when some people jumped on top of an occupied Fargo police squad car. Montezeg then slammed his fist on that car, causing extensive damage. Then he also provoked other protesters to become violent and destructive. That violent protest injured officers and caused thousands of dollars in damage to businesses in the downtown Fargo area.
As drought conditions continue, so do concerns among farmers here in the valley. Many counties throughout North Dakota and Minnesota desperately need rain, but farmers say it's too early to be worried about the upcoming harvest.
Typically on a dry year we can do okay in the valley. Once you get out west, out of the valley in western North Dakota, when things get dry, things get pretty ugly.
Ja says while it's tough to plan for a drought, farmers can mitigate dry conditions by adjusting how deep they plant their crops. North Dakotans ages 16 and up can get the vaccine with no appointment necessary. Essentia Health will be holding a few walk-in clinics this week. They're scheduled for today, tomorrow, and Thursday from 1 to 7 in the evening at the former Gordman's building. There will be a limited number of Johnson & Johnson vaccines, but only for today. If you want to set up an appointment for a later date, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Clay County Public Health is offering the COVID vaccine to people 18 and older. They're holding a vaccine clinic today from 11 to 2:15 and then tomorrow from 9 in the morning to 1:15. It'll be at the Yumcomp Center. You can find a link to set an appointment on our website. The City of Fargo is partnering with Gate City Bank to help revitalize some neighborhoods through low-interest loans.
The funds can be used for energy improvements, code or structural problems, and general property upgrades as well. Projects must include foundation work, exterior improvements like siding or windows, addition of a living space, major interior remodeling, replacement of major mechanical systems, or a conversion of a rental unit to an owner-occupied home.
The loans are as low as 2.59%, available to homeowners of an owner-occupied home that's at least 40 years old and with an assessed value less than $250,000.
The homes must also be located within the program boundary. Applications are reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis while funds last. Now, the deadline to apply is October 31st. Contact the city's Neighborhood Revitalization Initiative for more information.
Anything can happen on live TV, including this. A Russian news anchor introduces a live shot just as the reporter starts talking. Yep, a dog jumps up and snatches the microphone right out of her hand. You can see that the reporter has some wheels, though. She chases after the dog.
Now, eventually you see it all as well right there. The reporter returns, the dog at her side. Unknown exactly why that dog or whose dog it was or why it was there or whatever wanted to do it. But I also love how the anchor had absolutely no expression whatsoever. I think that was, no offense out there, but the most Russian thing that could have happened.
Did not startle her. Very
No.
straight face.
Yes, very serious. Just moving on to the next story. All right, well, that's your daily dose of humor. Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. The question, 86% of kids lie to their parents about this.
The answer, brushing their teeth. Makes sense. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.